It's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie, and welcome to Bodyful Day 272. We are talking about patience and the senses. This is day 7 of patience and the senses, and today we're talking about the sense of hearing. So how does the sense of hearing influence your energy for patience? It can provide good energy in and help you focus and be calm and pay attention and have patience with the world around you, but it can also be a stressor. Join me and we'll figure it out. Take a deep breath. So let's go ahead and start with our basics. Take a deep breath in and release. All right, on this next breath, you're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to inhale in the belly and in the chest and in the sinuses. And then as you do that, your tail will tuck, but then go ahead and exhale. Take a deep breath in. And release. And we're talking about the sense of hearing today. So if there is anything in your world that when you start to hear it, it just makes your system calm down, shrink up, go ahead and think about that and take a deep breath into that. And release. So today we are talking about how to expand your energy to heal when you get good energy in from the sense of hearing, and what happens when you get stressors in from the sense of hearing. Now, what's very interesting is that in my former life, I was a psycholinguist. I studied the psychology of language, particularly the psychology of how we are, the acquisition of words and acquisition of sounds that make words. And there's some pretty cool research that shows that infants, like 3 months old or less, have the ability to know what is common English sounds and the way they roll, and they can be easily distracted, or they pay attention to sounds that are not anything that they've heard before. How do they check that out? Well, what they do is they use a pacifier, and they present English type words, nonsense words that follow English rules. So, jacking or jaffing or humming, or things that sound like English words but really aren't. They present syllables together that sound like English words and follow the English rules, English word sound rules. And they present those in a stream, and they see how these babies suck on the pacifier. And most of the time they're pretty kind of chill. And then they present strings of sounds that do not follow English rules. Now, mind you, these are English learning children. Sounds that do not follow English learning sounds. So a little bit more German, a little bit more Russian. Those types of patterns of sounds that go together to make words. And what they find is that these children suck harder on their pacifiers, because all of a sudden they're like, whoa, that's new. I need to pay attention to that. And they actually the attention is drawn to that new sound. They actually have to divide themselves from just going about their merry business, and all of a sudden they're like, whoa, something is different. And as adults, we do the same thing too. We just don't notice it as much. New sounds will draw our attention. And if it is a new sound and we're trying to do something else, so let's say we're trying to get a task done and our child starts asking us a question, that moves into the stressor realm because it is a new sound and we have to pay attention to it. And all of a sudden we have less patience because we are trying to get our job done. But that new sound, that new combination of things, maybe we're listening to wrestling in the living room while we're working in the kitchen. And that new type of sound is going to draw our energy away because we need to pay attention to it. We need to figure it out. Babies do it, adults do it. So new, unstructured, unencountered sounds are things that will stress us out, not in the, oh my God, it's so stressful, but will pull our energy away because we're going to try to figure it out. And if at the same time we're trying to be patient, it's going to be very hard. And so a lot of times people will turn down the radio, especially if there's new music on. We'll turn down the radio so that we can pay attention and have a little bit more patience with what is in front of us. Now, in contrast, good energy in is going to come from listening to something that you've already listened to. Again, we talk about the babies that were sucking on the pacifier, listening to English sounding sounds. They sucked on that very casually because they didn't need as much energy. In fact, for a lot of people, hearing the same thing over and over again is good energy in, or the same types of sounds is good energy in. And what happens is they have more patience. Now, I am going to cut this short at that because my power is going down and it's cold, and so my battery is sucking up a lot of energy very quickly. But I wanted you to know that very interesting fact is that new unstructured things, even if they're not stressful, because we can all think of sound events that are very stressful, they actually suck some of our energy to heal, which means we have less patience to put towards other things. Whereas things we've heard before, things we can predict, things we know what's going to come next, that is calming. All right, I got 10% power. I just went from 10 to 20 to 10 in about a minute. So let's wrap this up. Let's take a deep breath in and release. Have a great day. I'll see you here tomorrow.